Hello friends, I'm Dr. Sona Kaushal. I'm a neuropsychologist, a doctor, and going to be speaking on a series of topics related to how children can be stress free and happy and give their exams to the best of their capability and ability and perform best during their exams, which are now due. The board exams are all on the way now, and children are facing a lot of anxiety and stress, and I'm getting these queries as a CBSE counselor. So I want to tell you something. First of all, let me tell you what exactly is stress. So what happens is that all the stressors, in the brain make the hypothalamus. They go and secrete a lot of corticotropin releasing factors, CRF, and this then corticotropin factor. This then goes to the anterior pituitary of the brain, of the inside the brain, and from the anterior pituitary is released ACTH, the adrenocorticotropic hormone. This ACTH then enters the adrenal cortex. The adrenal glands are there in the body, and they enter the adrenal cortex, and then corticosteroids are released. So this is the physiology of stress, from the brain to the hypothalamus, from the hypothalamus to the anterior pituitary, and from the pituitary it goes to the adrenal cortex, and the cortisol is liberated into the bloodstream. This is when the stressors are there, when there is challenges and problems, whenever the children are in stress. What happens is, now this cortisol in the blood, of course, it replenishes us, it refuels us, it does a lot of good things at a basic amount. But when it's continuously released and there's a lot of stress and the stressors are there for a prolonged time, it becomes harm to the body. Now this cortisol in the body, this attacks the proteins and the fats, and breaks them up and release a lot of glucose. So the blood glucose level goes up during stress. You will see that people have a higher level of blood glucose level. Diabetes is sort of precipitated at that time. This blood glucose level is because it's coming from the proteins and fats which are breaking up. Now these proteins and fats are, they are the body making, the cell making fuel of the body. So our white blood cells constantly, they have a very short lifespan. So they need a lot of proteins to be building up over the time, because they have a very short lifespan. Now when protein is less, because it has been changed into glucose, it has been broken down into glucose, so there's no protein for the white blood cells, and therefore the white blood cells go down in number, and they are the basic cells which save the body whenever it is attacked invaded by any microbe or any bacteria or any infection. So now when these cells are less, naturally they can't fight the infection, and the body succumbs to various infections. You have colds, coughs, infections, various things, skin rashes. This cortisol also acts on the antibodies, the fighting antibodies in the blood, which save the body from infection. So the antibodies also goes down. Antibodies go down, the white blood cells go down, so therefore infection rate rises. Therefore the children succumb to so many diseases. Cortisol also increases the blood pressure. So we have to be very careful to keep this cortisol level at a basic optimum level in the body, and that can only happen when the body is not in constant stress, when we are able to cope up with the stress. So therefore we teach these children how to be stress free, because then they have these memory and concentration on all these problems, because this cortisol level attacks the body at all dimensions, creates infections, blood pressures, blood sugars, psychological, emotional, and other problems also, because of this is increased cortisol level in the body. So it's very, very important that the child is stress free, so that there is less cortisol in the body. And I'll be taking up how to manage these steps video by video. In my next video I'll be taking up another topic related to this. So please stay tuned to my series of talks on exam stress and how to cope with it, and how to be a happy and a stress-free student and perform the best. Signing off, Dr. Sona, and I'm a neuropsychologist and a doctor.